mentioned there's something I come over. So they look nice and handsome. Keep me motivated during the stream hours. Stay
Oh, we're
humble.
live. It's live time.
Oh,
It's showtime. It is Sunday. It is 4-ish o'clock.
yeah.
By the time that we do our countdown, it's never exactly 4 o'clock. Maybe we should start doing the countdown at 3:50.
Nah, because like it's part of the show.
I feel like it is. Like we tell people like be here at 4, and then they're like, all right, we're at 4. Now I gotta wait 10 minutes. That's called devotion. The people that sit through the countdown, they are the true G's, right?
There you go. Think so.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Sunday. It's 4 p.m. It's time for those two nerds. I am joined by the ever so wonderful Vera Coach
Indeed.
From Twitch fame, and I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games. We're a little tired today. Little
I
sleep.
wouldn't say tired. I
I'm
wouldn't say
tired.
tired.
Okay, I am tired today.
I was gonna say, I mean, I think just like today's one of those days where you want to sit back and just kind of, relax the day away.
You know what it is? It's the weather, man. Like we had like 3 or 4 days in a row of like super nice weather. It was like 70 degrees yesterday, and it's cold as butt today.
Dude, that thunderstorm last night.
Was pretty brutal.
Um, so I woke up and sitting there, I was like rubbing my eyes, like it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. And my dog's like whining. And I don't know why.
Hmm.
Like it's not clicking in my head that maybe it's rain or something like that. And then all of a sudden this fucking flash of white light, like somebody just threw a flashbang in my room. I mean, that's what it really was like. I'm like, what the hell was that? And then all of a sudden, 5 seconds later, you hear this crack of thunder, and I was like, oh, no wonder you're whining. Now I'm about to start whining.
Yeah, I was still up till probably like 4:30 while I was
Yeah.
sitting there. There was like this. It was like one of the weirdest things of thunder I'd ever heard in my life. Like
Yeah.
it kind of they refer to it as like rolling thunder, but it was like and then it was like and then it was like and it just kind of kept doing that like in waves, but it would like go quiet and then loud and then quiet and loud, and I was like it was cool. I had my front door open last night with the screen, so I was able to like hear it, but yeah, it was kind of scary. I heard some
I mean,
like
that's
my
the cool
ring
thing.
light went off a couple of times because I think animals were running in front of it, like because they were scared of shit too. So,
Like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
well, that's some scary shit, right? So, like, I was sitting at my counter, and I'm painting right last night, and my front door, like the screen is like the front door of the is open, and I just have the screen door there, and my front ring light. I get the notification on my phone. It's like, "Ding, there's a thing at your door." I'm like, I can't see because it's dark outside. I'm like, what's going on? Like, who's at my front door? It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it was just rain or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I like so this is kind of really what I want. Maybe in the next time it's supposed to rain real hard. I think I just want to like get in the painter mindset and just call off that day, paint,
I'm
have
telling you,
window
man, like it's the best, dude. Like
window
it's
open.
it's so nice.
I like the portrait mode I kind of got going right now. Like the black, like, what's up, ladies? Um,
Yeah, I turned on How I Met Your Mother, and I just watched. I don't know. I watched
well,
a
no
few.
wonder you were up until 4:30.
I was watching episodes of that and painting. I was mostly just listening to How I Met Your Mother. So, because I have that bright ass light now, that lamp, and while it's in my face, I can't really see what's going on
Oh,
past
the
the
wh-
lamp.
the whole world looks so dark once you're done too.
Oh, it
Like,
does. You're like, ah, gosh.
yeah, no, I really really enjoyed because I mean obviously with the whole painting stuff. I mean, because I painted
I
with you
well,
yesterday.
well, I guess for clarification, you picked up a new hobby. Let's start there because not everybody knows what's going on. So you picked up a new hobby
Yeah.
yesterday. You wanna
Yes.
tell people about that?
So been thinking about it for a while. I saw you doing it, and I'm like, man, it looks really really fun. Um, I could see myself enjoying it. So I've watched some videos. I obviously collaborated with you, talked with you about like what I should do about certain things, and you were like, "Yeah, just let me know whenever you want to go get a paint set." So we went out to the guard tower. Shout out to them. They had a whole bunch of paint there, whole bunch of good sets and brushes and X, Y, and Z. The perfect, basically, if you're wanting to start to paint, they got the stuff. So had a blast. It was really cool to go in there and just
I think
hang out.
they had pretty much everything you were looking for,
Hmm.
with the exception of the water pot that you didn't even know that you wanted until you used it.
I
And
know it
then
was a thing. Yeah,
yeah, and then the handles for the minis, which you've
yeah.
still never actually painted with one, so you may or may not like it.
I well, like I said, I mean, I told you, I said, I mean, with the whole pot, I probably wouldn't have bought the pot, the water pot, if I didn't use it beforehand. Because I
Hmm.
mean, again, it would have been like, that's a fucking $14 cup. What do I need that for? But
Game
it's
changer.
the, I mean, it's the shaper of the brushes. It keeps, in my opinion, um, from using a red solo cup today to using the cup, the difference in how much the paint comes off in the pot than it does in a cup. I
Yeah.
mean, when I'm done and I scrape my brush, like when I pull it out, like there's no paint on it. I'm just wiping off a little bit of the wetness.
Well, the thing that's really nice is that in the bottom, it's got those ridges, right? So you clean your brush on those ridges. You just brush it back and forth. The paint comes right off, and then when you pull it out, you use a little brush shaper, and it's got like four different variable sizes, and like it reshapes your brush into the shape of a point. Like, it's super nice.
Yep.
And that's like one of
Uh,
those things that like I didn't even know I would ever care about that. So I ended
yeah,
up getting that for free, right? I got it from the guard tower. I had a
yeah,
$10 online coupon for taking a survey or something. And I was like, you know what? I read reviews online. Everyone's like, it's gonna change your life. You're gonna be like, oh man, I don't know how I ever lived without this. Cause I'm like you. Like I showed you the cup I was using. I was using a little tiny plastic shot glass. And you just kind of like wash it around there, and sometimes you still get the paint is still on there, and like there's no way to really reshape your brush except for by hand. And
yeah.
like, did it get the
I thought
brush
it was
clean?
awesome.
Was it doing the job? Yeah, the little cup was doing the job. You don't
Oh
need all these other
yeah,
little fancy tools. So get a
yeah.
kit, buy a starter set, get into it. Get a couple
I
brushes, and you'll have fun.
well, I spent the week really watching videos, like because I mean, I was on the fence. I was like, you know what? I don't want this to be like a hyped up thing, a hyped up purchase. I want this to be a well thought out one. So I sat around for pretty much all week watching videos on it, just trying to learn how hard is it. And I woke up Saturday morning, hyped as fuck to go get the paint and get started. Um, and I mean, really, I'm loving it. I can't talk enough about it. It's very fun. It's a time consuming thing, but it's a task that like it breaks up what you've been doing all day. If you just need some time to maybe just sit down and focus on something other than what's going on around you, this is the hobby. I mean, I will say I don't think about anything else that's going on around me. No sounds, like it's weird. You zone in. You don't hear any sound. You just are focused on what color to canvas. I mean,
I
that's
I I have hung out with you your entire life,
mhm,
and there's only two times in your life that you ever don't talk. That is when you were watching a movie
mhm.
and or TV show, and yesterday when I saw you painting. And in fact you actually talk more while you're watching a movie or watching TV than you did yesterday. I kept
Mhm,
talking to you, and then you'd be like, "Oh yeah, like you were just in the zone."
mhm. I mean, it's one of those things, man. Like I said, I mean, as a person that like I I have a lot of focus to certain things. Like if I'm playing video games, like especially like ranked in video games, I'm very, very focused. I'm
Hmm.
very, very into it. It's about that. Like nothing else matters. That's pretty much my main focus. Like, don't talk to me. I'm not gonna talk to you. I won't remember what you even say to me. Like, I can't remember anything that we really talked from yesterday
Hmm.
that involved me painting. especially like when like a part of me really wants to go to the guard tower today
Hmm.
and buy another set of the monk because my monk sucks.
He doesn't suck though. He's not bad.
So
If you want to go
the
buy
dot,
another one, go buy another one.
the dots. Like he looks cool from this way. Like if I hold him back here, I'm like, this is a badass monk. And then I'm like, dude, and it's dog shit.
And he's like,
Um,
no, I just want to throw it in the garbage can.
but like
It's the
the dot,
first thing you've ever painted in your life, though.
I know. So like the dots, the details and stuff like that, like do better. And I mean, you told me, you said any item that you paint from here on out, just try to do better. Want a little bit better.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like phenomenally better, but I think each time you try to make it a little bit cleaner than you did the last time. You try to clean up those edge lines. And that's why a lot of times what I'll do is when I'm painting something, unless I'm just really getting frustrated with it or I'm not having a good time painting it, I'll paint what I think is looks good to the eye. Then I'll take a picture of it with a flash and it will show you every little tiny imperfection. You will see everything that you could touch up on it, everything that you could highlight on it, everything you could retouch up on it to make it look that's just that much better. Because again, it's not about how fast can you paint it. Because
Yeah.
as you've seen, you can paint fast, right? Like you can throw paint on a thing with not a lot of effort and be pretty clean about it. And from a distance, it's going to be like I can see what that is. It's very clear cut. It's not hard, right? It's all the little tiny
Yeah.
detail work. That's the time consuming part. It's not the painting. The painting is easy. It's the detail stuff, cleaning it up, making it look crisp. And that's the thing I can't do yet. Like I am not good at highlighting at all. I'm not good at it. I don't have the hand for it. I'm not sure how to blend my paints right to where it doesn't look terrible. Like it just to me when I try to do highlighting, it just looks sloppy. It looks messy. It doesn't look good. But that's just from doing it more. And I think every time that you do it, you not necessarily get better, just you just keep trying to improve a little bit if you can. And if you can't, and
Oh, for
if like
sure.
if this is the skill level that you're at, okay. But every now and then like you'll knock one out of the park and you're like, "Man, I did a really great job on that." Like your
Oh,
Reaper.
I mean,
Like the
uh,
Reaper that you did looks phenomenal. Like that's amazing. You could pick up another Reaper, try to do the exact same thing, and it may not look as good as the one that you just did.
yeah, I was gonna say well, because I went investigating and I had to pull it up. So the Grim Reaper that I did, people are selling the exact same figurine,
Hmm.
hand painted on Etsy for $40.
Well, and some of theirs don't look as good as yours.
Oh,
Some of them look better, but I mean these are like
well,
people that
this
paint
is
and
this is the
they're phenomenal painters.
this is a classic example. I sent you a link. This is one that's up there for $40 right now.
Where did you send this at?
It is on Discord, just in your messages. Um, and
Let's see what we got here.
like I'm
Like
pretty impressed.
that's actually really clean though. It's
Oh, it's
really clean.
there's
They
nothing
did.
bad
I
about it.
like what they did there with the black, and then what they did was they highlighted everything with gray to kind of bring it out.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, I mean that's really clean. It looks really good. It looks really interesting. I mean that's a that there's nothing wrong with that. That's a very clean job.
yeah. I mean,
Would
but that's
I
my
personally pay $40 for it? No, because I would just go buy the mini myself and paint it.
well, yeah. You know how to. I
No,
don't think I would
I
ever.
mean I don't know how to I don't know how to do it like that guy did it, but I just do it myself.
No, what I'm saying is like I think I would make fun of you if you bought a painted miniature.
It would have well, not painted by someone else. Like I buy the pre-painted ones, but
Yeah, that's fine.
those are mass produced, and
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, that's
a
like
lot of times
8 bucks.
that's just for I just need a figure on the table, and I don't have 4 or 5 hours to put into painting
Oh
one and
yeah.
doing it myself. Like I know how, but sometimes I mean those little pre-painted they're really nice. You can't hardly beat them for the quality that they are. And I would say that honestly should be your goal. If you wanna have a goal by the end of your your first batch of minis, get some of those little pre-painteds or come over and get some of mine and put yours next to them. And if you feel that the quality of yours matches or exceeds those, then you're okay. You're doing fine. If you feel like you need to
Mhm.
improve a little bit, because some of their minis don't look great. Like when you look at them real close, they don't look as good as some of the hand painted stuff that you can do, but they
Oh, for
pass the
sure.
job. So, and I told you, man, monsters way more interesting and way more fun to paint than people are. They just are.
I just noticed a lot of the texture qualities on monsters are way higher than some of the texture qualities on, figurines.
The other thing you got to remember, dude, is that on your monk, you painted his pants black. If you'd have painted your entire Reaper black, you wouldn't have seen all the cloak details and stuff. It wasn't until you put like other layers and stuff on it that actually brought out the details. On your monk, his skin and stuff is not the highlight of that character. It's his belt, it's his pants, it's his weapon. So you got to just figure out where it is. Like his skin is the basic part. The rest of it is not. But I mean, you cleaned it up. Like you salvaged that. Like we tried the dark wash, it looked like shit on it, and then you tried the flesh tone, and it looked way better. The flesh tone don't look way better. Like it's experimenting. You got to try it. You have to fail, like I did with the stormtroopers a couple of times before you figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm excited to keep diving into it. Um, like I'm gonna try to keep paint. Well, obviously I'm gonna keep painting, but just trying to spend some time every day, just an hour. I think
If
I'm trying a new technique on the next guy I do.
mhm.
It's gonna be way more precise with the painting.
It's hard to be precise, but if you can just have your lines and your edges look clean, that's all that matters.
Well, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
It's all that matters. So
So, and
Baron
and I took
Zemo,
it.
when I was painting Zemo last night, I had him pretty much what I thought was done, and then I flashed him, and I go, he looks terrible. I don't like him at all. So I cleaned him up a little bit, did the best that I could on the edge lines. I painted some eyes on him, which was not easy, by the way. Like that was very meticulous. I screwed up at least 3 times. We're not even going to talk about that. And then it was just like, all right, that's good enough. Like I'm at the point now where I'm finishing up his base, then I can put the clear coat on him and seal him up and move on to the next project. So
Yeah.
um,
So, yeah, that's what I did with the mimic. The mimic, I was like, okay, what is the main color on this? Brown.
sure.
I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to sit here and do all the detailed ones. So like the yellow, all that stuff first. Fuck that up. Go fuck that up somewhere because like trying to paint over brown with yellow, possible.
It's not impossible. It's just you have to do a couple layers. You will.
So sat there and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And like I said, I'm really happy how that turned out for the third piece that I've done. Obviously, Grim Reaper. I don't know what triggered inside me for the Grim Reaper. I mean, I know it's black, so black hides everything. Um,
Black does hide everything, but it doesn't. Like so, if you missed a spot, you'll see it because
yeah.
underneath it's like that light gray color. Or like I prime most of my figures now in white. Exception is the Orc Army that I'm not even gonna touch the Orc Army until I get all the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff done. Like that's kind of my goal. I'm trying to get like 2 or 3 figures done. I think a week. I think that's like a realistic goal. If I can get 2 or 3 of them done a week, then I'll be pretty excited about it. And then once I actually get it painted, I might actually learn how to play the game and see if it's actually any good. I
It's
actually
gotta
don't
be
know.
cool.
I have no idea if the game is good. Everyone has told me that's really fun, and I'm like, I just bought the minis to paint them. I thought that would be cool. But if
Yeah.
this is something that you kind of want to like branch out into and like try to, uh, I don't know, sell your pieces, I will give you suggestions. People can't. Not everybody either has the time or the patience or the effort to paint. So you can buy games like Crisis Protocol. You can buy games like Star Wars Legion. You can buy games like the starter sets and stuff like that. It's like a figure painter army game. You can paint it up. Like one, you get to paint, and two, you can try to sell it. Like people will buy it because not everybody can do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I need to hone my skills a little bit more for sure. Uh, but I'm pretty happy with how things are turning and the
Yeah,
pieces that are getting done. So, but
you've
like I
you've
said,
you've
it's
touched
time.
paint. You've touched brush and paint to 3 figures. Like I've I've done more, but I wouldn't say that mine are that much better than yours. Like you're right there. Like you're almost where you need to be. It's just mastering washes and getting your paints the right consistency, and you'll be fine.
For sure.
But so I saw your painting stream earlier today. It was entertaining to watch. I told you that if you did one, I'd probably watch the whole thing because I mean you did like a 3 hour. Just it was super chill and it was good. I might do some painting streams this week.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's really fun, especially once you get everything like locked in. Like it took me like an hour to set up prior just to make sure I had
Yeah.
everything, and I
That's
did.
not a stream you go on the spur of the moment. I'm gonna do this right now. Like you got, it's got to take some prep time.
Well, I did the test. I did a test stream to make sure it looked okay,
Hmm.
and then everything started really to fall together and like start to look good. But like camera options. How can I hold the light? How can I give myself enough light and make the camera still look okay? Um, and again, like how does my hands look?
Yeah, you know, and it's like I was telling you, you almost got to just go. All right, look, I'm painting. I'm gonna have crap underneath my fingernails because I was painting earlier. Because I scrape, right? Like I'm a scraper when I'm trying to scrape stuff off like the surface of my one palette, or sometimes like I'll get too much paint on my brush and then I'll put it on my fingernail or I'll put it on my hand to just brush off a little bit of it. So
Yeah.
like it's I've actually seen other painters do that too, and like their hands look like they don't even know how to paint because of how much paint they have on their hands.
Oh
So
yeah. I mean that's one thing, but you can't have leftover Cheeto stains on your.
no, I mean like you got to try to get the fingernails cleaned up a little bit if you can. Like paint is one thing, dirt and crud is like completely different.
Oh
But
yeah, that's a whole nother beast.
so, but it's you know what, it's cool. I'm excited to see that you are enjoying the hobby. I know that you had talked about uh, potentially seeing if it's something that you're going to continue to do it regardless, but you and your girlfriend can maybe do some stuff together to see if
Yeah.
because you guys had talked about doing like a painting class anyway and doing some other stuff, and I feel like at least this is this is something that is more interesting I think than just taking like a random painting class.
Well, it's more like yeah, it's right up the nerd culture of mine
Oh sure.
alley.
And
So
like if you guys get decent at it, like you said, her brother's like really big into D&D and they play all the time. Like he could probably supply you guys with all the minis you would ever want to paint. He'll be like, I need this dragon painted for this thing. Can you guys do this for
well,
me?
like I thought about like maybe like as like a almost birthday gift.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you,
Get him a set of painted miniatures, like hand painted one.
D&D people, they love stuff like that. My players have never given me stuff like that, but if they gave me like either miniatures that they themselves had painted or even pre-painted minis, it doesn't even matter what you get. You're like, well, yeah, I might get you something you already have. Man, you can never have too many different options for minis and stuff. And like, it's cool, especially if you painted it and you're like, hey, man, I painted this for you. Or I painted these goblins for you. Here you go. You guys can use those in a game or whatever. Like, that's a really thoughtful gift.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost that much, right? Like,
Oh no.
it's your time.
Yeah. And but again, I mean, like I said, that's something that you can't buy at the store.
No, no, you can't buy stuff like that.
So
So
I think, like I
I
said,
think
I
that'll
think
be
it's
cool.
yeah, it's a perfect gift. And like I said, we're sitting here thinking about it and kind of thinking about like again stuff to do outside of me just sitting around playing video games all day.
Yeah, it's a creative outlet for sure. Like,
So
I
I
like
mean,
it.
like I said, I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I have fun with it. And if I feel burnout coming in, like setting in, I think I'm just gonna take a break, take a step back. But like Beholder is like my prized possession right now to get to painting. But
I'm
I'm like, you know
excited.
what? I want my skills to get better, but I'm giving myself like seven or eight miniatures. And if I still don't feel like I'm ready for the Beholder, I'm still not gonna do the Beholder.
Yeah, like
Even though the
I've
Beholder, like I could fuck it up and go drop 10 more bucks and pick a new one up. It's like it's the knowledge of I know I fucked it up.
that's the thing. Like nothing is completely it's not really even ruined. Cause like you can get some paint thinner. I don't recommend it, but you can. Like, if you're like, I hate the way that this turned out, go get some paint thinner, put it all over your miniature, wash all the paint off of it, scrub it back down again with soap and water, and you can start over again.
I don't know if I would want to do that. I think it would
I
be
don't, I
easier.
don't, I don't really recommend that. I agree. I think like just go buy another one.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if it was $100 miniature.
Right.
I'd consider it. I definitely would. But if it was like $6, I'll go buy 20 of them and fuck 20 of them up if I wanted to.
That's the thing. Like when you start buying board games and you only have one. So like if I f up Crossbones or I f up Spider Man my Crisis Protocol set, I can't just go buy Baron's Crossbones or Spider Man. I have to buy the core set all over again. I have to go drop another $80. So that like there's a little bit more pressure there to try and make them better. But if I screw up the Hulk, I can just go buy another Hulk. I don't really want to because he was like $25 or $30, but I could.
Ow, that hurt.
Yeah.
I've been fucking with that thing for the last 5 minutes. I sliced my hand on the desk.
But I am thinking I can't wait to see some more of your work. Honestly, I think you're I think that
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
I think give you another like 2 or 3 miniatures, and I think you'll figure out some stuff. You'll probably be even go back and maybe touch up some spots on ones you did earlier if you haven't sealed them yet.
I've I've already figured out a lot of the tricks, like just from personal play, and I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
fucked this up on my last. I tried to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm trying to take a different approach on every miniature I paint.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I have one right now that's a bat. It's a bat on a stone.
Yeah, I got that set when I was trying to get the badger for our hunter, or I'm sorry, our ranger.
Yeah,
And I was like, it came with a bat, and it came with like that other one's a fox. I'm like,
yeah,
that's cool, but I don't really, I have no desire to paint those because I don't need them.
yeah.
So when I've been buying individual minis, it's like on a case by case basis. Like I need this, so I go buy it. Exception,
Well,
the Beholder, because it just looked badass, and I want to paint that.
like I said, I want to like that one will take me no time. I mean, it's going to be two colors.
Oh, the
What
bat,
are
yeah.
Yeah, the bat and the stone. I'm like, you know what? I might paint that tonight.
But you got to still make it clean, right? You got to make it look clean. Yeah, it's only like 1 or 2 colors, and you can probably get it done in half hour or less. But you still got to make it look clean. Like you won't be satisfied with it when you look at it up close and you go, "Oh man, the black ran over a little bit too far into the stone or whatever." Like you're still gonna be upset with it. So
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's like a hour long piece, hour max, and that you're probably
yeah,
done.
I'd say hour max. You could probably paint the fox and the bat in less than 2 hours, honestly.
I don't know that. Well, yeah, because it's one color. It's one
And there's
color.
any small. Like they're both really small.
The claws are going to be important. They got
Yeah,
the black deep claws.
I need like another brush that's even smaller than the brush I have, but
I told you that.
they have to have another one. Like
Well,
there's
like I
got to
said,
be
I
another
mean, because
size.
the eyeballs, because I mean, even if you try to wipe off your paint just a little bit, like where it's not glooped up, like I mean, talking pencil dot, like dip in there real quick and you're out. And when you drop the eyeball in, it's way too big because obviously you're putting pressure on the miniature, so it fans out.
Well, you gotta. Okay, I'm gonna teach you a trick. Thin. You want the paint when you're doing stuff like that even thinner, and you have to hit it a couple of times. Like that's all I can tell you. I've only had success with eyes that are pretty big, like painting human eyes. No, I don't usually do that. I usually just let the wash that I use on them kind of like bring out the details in their face because I can't paint the eyes. Like I'm okay with that. Baron Zemo's eyes are the best eyes I've done on a miniature that small. And if you look at him real close, it
No,
almost looks like he's looking at you like Deadpool looks at you in the comics. Like his one eye looks like it's open real big, and the other one's like real small. But
that's what I kept doing to my guy. I was like,
only if you look at it real close.
don't hit it with the flash.
Yeah, don't hit it with the flash and don't look at it with a magnifying glass. From a distance, he looks bomb. He looks great. So he's like I said, he is table ready. He looks great on the
Yeah.
table. So
Well, like I said, oh my god, I I figured it out and I don't know how to fix it. And man, now I look like Somebody just came
You
down
look
to
like the rapture is happening where you're at right now. Like Jesus is coming for you.
flashbang.
So let's talk about some other stuff going on this week.
Yeah.
But before we do that, are you planning any new painting streams? Are you going to do some more with
Uh,
that?
so so I'll be off Monday, Tuesday, um, from just streams alone. Um, so I'm gonna probably try to sneak one in. I don't know. Probably sneak one in maybe Wednesday.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously if I get some time. But as far as just like actual streams goes, yeah, I would count on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday I'll be off. Um, and then probably Thursday. Yeah. So and then I'll try to sneak one in probably on the weekend, or I might just come over and hang out with you on Saturday or something and
Yeah, you
paint.
got a nice little portable setup now, so
So I may just do that. I think that's really what I'm looking at this week. Just depends.
I think that because we talked about it, we should definitely paint the beholders together.
Oh, I think so too.
Like, kind of make it a not necessarily who can paint it better, just more like your take on it versus my take. Because I don't care who paints it better. I really don't. It's not about that. It's not really a competition.
It's
it's it,
competition.
it's never been about being a competition. If we wanted to be competitive at something, we'd play a game that was competitive. This is more about your just expression and
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I
making it
think
look
it's
cool.
again. I mean, it's just like you know. I think it's like, oh man, look at this. I did my album green. You did yours yellow. That's badass. I should have done
Right.
yellow.
Yeah.
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 So
I
I mean,
actually have a color palette in mind for mine. A
yeah.
lot
I
of
haven't even thought that far.
the beholders that I've seen, they're like usually like a purple color or like a
Yeah.
dark, almost black red color. But I kind of want to make this one look like Xanathar from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So he's got like a blue tint, and I think doing like a blue with like real dark undertones would look pretty sweet. But I'll probably end up
Y-
just painting purple.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny how I pick out my palettes, um, or my color palettes. It's going to be for, you know, all the projects I've done. It's really just like random. It's like right when I start, I just envision it. I look at it for like 2 minutes, and that's the colors I go with.
I have a hard time doing that. That's why I do much better with stuff that I already know kind of what it looks like. And when I was doing Zemo, a lot of people were like, "Well, isn't his mask like purple?" Yes, sometimes, and no, sometimes.
Yeah.
So I saw one guy paint it, and he painted the entire mask purple and his chest piece purple, and it looked fine, it looked baller, it looked great. But
Yeah.
the one that I saw, I actually was basing it off of the actual official Crisis Protocol miniature website, and it was like this maroony red color, which is more like I guess the modern Zemo, and then
Mhm.
he was wearing like a purple shirt underneath. So I mean,
Yeah.
I did that, and I think it looks fine. Like I'm not gonna go back over it. It looks fine. Like I'm done. Zemo is
Yeah.
done. He was the least exciting, like one of the least exciting miniatures for me to paint because I don't really care about the character. Um,
I mean,
I don't
that's
really
my thing with it.
I don't
With
really
it,
care
it's
about
just like,
Crossbones either. So.
well, like I said, you just got to do what makes you happy. I mean, it's your
Hmm.
adaptation. I mean, it's no different than when you play Smash Brothers and stuff like that. Like people play like their own kind of. I mean, they have Neon Striker, fucking Little Mac, like that, like these cool like texture packs, like, and you're like, man, I kind of wish he would wear that outfit in a movie or a
Right.
video game, like so. Crossroads '07. Are you a pro Dead by Daylight player? No. I
I've only
played Dead
seen
by
you play
Daylight.
that a few times.
It's really fun. But I just like for me, the game kind of goes stale if you're playing by yourself.
Yeah.
Because
It's
like
it's fun to play with friends though.
if you have a group of buddies that all like are around the same skill level, it's super blast.
Yeah.
But play against somebody that's like way higher ranked than you, like as the killer, like as they're playing as the killer, and you're like, I have no chance. Like, I'm new to the game. Like, you have all these perks, and I'm like over here, like, I can't start generators.
I watch one of my really good friends on Instagram. She does a lot of horror games, and her and her girlfriend they do Dead by Daylight quite a bit, and like watching them play it, awesome. Like they are really good at it. They have a good time. They play with like a regular group of people, and like I can sit and watch them just play Dead by Daylight 4 or 5 hours. I don't even care. Like I'm like, you guys
Yeah.
are amazing at this. So, but like I pick it up and I'm like, because they get me inspired, right? Like you watch somebody that you're really into, enjoying something, like I can do that. I actually think I own Dead by Daylight on PC and on Switch, but I'm not good at it. I have not put much time in it, so because I'm not skilled, and I have no one to play with.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, sometimes that's how it is. Um, but kind of moving topics here. Target. I know you really wanted to talk about Target
Oh
fiasco.
man, Target was wow, what a mess. Like they have a PR nightmare on their hands right now. Target and Nintendo. So anyone that was is not in the know, because I know some people don't really give two shits about some of these types of things or Animal Crossing or whatever. So there's a special set of Amiibo Animal Crossing cards that was available only in Japan about 4 or 5 years ago. It was a collaboration with Sanrio. That's the company that does like Hello Kitty.
Hmm.
For people who don't know about such adorable things, um, well, they were bringing them to the States. They announced it a long time ago. They're like, "Hey, we're going to bring these cards. They're going to be exclusive to Target." What the cards do, there's like it's a pack of 6 cards. Every pack has the same 6 cards, so it's not like you got to collect tons of cards to get them. So buying one pack will net you all of the entire collection, and the
Yeah.
retail price for this is $5.99, which is a lot. That's $1 a card, but it's $5.99, whatever. Um, each one of the cards brings like a unique villager into your thing. You can't get these villagers any other way, and you get a bunch of like unique decorating items and stuff like that that you can buy from the Tom Nook store or whatever. They also work in some of the other games that for the series, but so big launch day. Everybody's really hyped about it. They have a like these rules set up like you can only buy two. They were only doing online orders for pickup in store or drive up or whatever, but you weren't allowed to go into the store and physically buy it. These are things that they stated, that Target stated, that Nintendo says, oh yeah, that's probably a good idea, because we are still in the middle of a pandemic, and they knew that they were going to be popular, but again, they don't know how popular. They don't
Yeah,
want people rushing in and causing a big
for sure.
problem or anything like that. So, needless to say, that the online thing, it was a fiasco. It was a total nightmare. I know, I know people personally who could not get past the checkout process. Right? At all, couldn't do it. Like
Yeah.
15 minutes, it's in their cart. Couldn't get a checkout. I also know at least 2 people personally who walked into local Targets and bought them. Not all of them. They just went in and bought them, which they weren't supposed to be able to do that. Um,
I mean, that's the hard part. Like I said, I mean, it's just like I think with when you do exclusive, like store only exclusive, I mean, I just don't see it working any other way. Like where it's like not going to be trash. I mean, you're going to have Targets or wherever the store is where people just don't care. I mean, they're going to make their $9 an hour, whatever it is, and say, here you go, take what
so
you want.
here's the issue with that. It's not The issue is that you have employees that work for Target who didn't even put them out on the floor, or they did employee sales on them and bought them all. Um, and you know that these people had to be Target employees or know someone that works at a Target. When you look on an eBay auction, you see this guy and he's got 10 or 15 packs in his hand, and he's like, "Yeah, these are $55 a piece. $55 a piece plus shipping. Why?"
So, I mean, I don't think that person went out and bought 10.
They
I think
have they physically have them in their hands. I don't know.
it would be as simple as all of his buddies. You only need 5 friends. So 5 friends got him for him, like, hey, like I'm working today. Can you run out and grab me these?
Well, the other thing is that the one auction I saw, it had them listed for $80 a pack. He didn't actually show pictures of his product, and it said that he had sold 39. He'd sold 39 of these at $80 a pack. because it tells you how many that the guy has sold, and he still had plenty left. So where he got
I
them,
just
I don't know.
I just don't get, like, for me, like, how getting 39 is one thing. Cool. He got 39. I can give two shits about that. How are people why would you spend $80?
Well, I wouldn't.
I just don't get why anybody would. You have a $6 product and they're charging you $80 for it.
Hmm.
I could get it if it was like a, you know, fucking collector's item. It's fucking 20 years old. Like, it's just gonna always go up in value. But this is a fucking
Well, I
digital
mean,
thing.
it just came out,
Yeah.
and
It's not worth $80.
the one guy took pictures of his packs while he was in the Target store. Like you can see the Target like shopping cart in the picture, and he's posting it on eBay immediately. I managed to get through. I kept spamming the purchase button, and it did manage to make my thing go through. But honestly, I was half expecting them to say, "Hey, we oversold it," or "Hey, we're gonna cancel your order," but it didn't. I ended up getting two. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the second one because I don't really need it, and I'm not really trying to like profit off of that. I may end up using it as a giveaway or something later on, but right now I'm just gonna hang on to it because apparently it's kind of rare. But it's like this is not like we're living in the time of these kinds of things happening. These limited edition things, these limited quantity things. People buying them all up, as many of them as they can. Nintendo seems to be one of the worst companies for this. Their products are just super limited. It happens with Amiibo releases. Well, it used to be worse, right? So the Amiibo releases used to be by store. So if
Yeah.
when they would launch 4 or 5 new Amiibo, you had to go to Toys R Us to get a couple of them. You had to go to GameStop to get a couple of them,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
it
it's
was
just a
hard.
mess.
You
It's
can't
a
be in
mess.
all places at once, and they didn't have pre-orders back then. Like you had to just go to the store and get it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that's a mess. I mean, that's like I mean, as sad as I want to say it, I just wish everything would go back to. I just wish everything would be digital.
It's
No
hard.
fucking limited, no limited quantity. Like fuck that. Like because dude, it sucks. I mean, especially right now. Like I hope after post pandemic when people actually go back to fucking work, and it's more expected that you should be working right now, um, and you can't use COVID as an excuse because there's some people out there that are using unemployment checks
Hmm.
to fucking purchase their fucking Pokemon funds and hopes for the Charizard and stuff like that. And that's cool beans. Like, hey, it's your money. Use it how you want to use it. That's none of my business. I think once people actually have to get a fucking job and go back to work, the world will be better about this kind of stuff.
I don't think that that's going to change much, honestly. The only thing that will really, there's only, I think, I can only see two foreseeable ways of stopping things like this. One is you produce so much of it that it no longer becomes an issue. If you just keep producing it, they're going to end up eventually with stuff that they can't get rid of. The only other way that I can think to do it is you got to figure out a way to stop these people from beating the system, whether it's bots or whatever buying it or whatever. Like there has to be a way to do that because it's not just these types of things. It just affects us because like we go into a store, me and you, and like we like to open up Pokemon cards sometimes, right? Like it's fun.
Mhm.
And when we're going into the store, they're putting pretty strict limits on it. Like even the guard tower when we went to them, they're like you can only get 6 packs per person. And
Yeah.
sometimes they even do it like you can only do 6 packs per party of people that you came in with. So we could have only bought 6 total. Target's now doing a limit on them, but I just showed you yesterday that I was in the line. I tried to buy 4 packs, and I guess 3 is the limit. And the lady just rang it up as a separate transaction. I wasn't going to raise a stink or anything. I wasn't
Yeah.
going to hoot and holler if they have a limit.
Yeah.
Cool, like
But
I
I
get
mean,
it,
but she also told you, she said you're not trying to buy up the whole store.
but it doesn't matter. There's a limit. That's not fair. If she breaks the rule for me, then she has to break it for everybody.
So she breaks it for you. Okay. Next person shows up. They buy 4 packs. She lets it happen. Let's just slide. Fuck it, even 5. Man's like, I want 5 pack. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. She knows damn well there's 40 on that fucking shelf.
Hmm.
Guy comes in and says, I want to buy fucking 20 of them. She ain't ringing up a separate transaction. I promise you she's not ringing up a separate transaction. It's give and take because at the same time, I guarantee you every day every day. That person works. They probably get asked 15 to 20 fucking times, "Hey, where's your Pokemon cards? Hey, you got any Pokemon cards in? Hey, where's your Pokemon cards? Hey, you got any fucking Charizards?" Like, I mean, like I said, it's so bad. Like, I went into Walmart. Now, they were remodeling when I went in there. They were, like, moving shit around. Because I knew where the Pokemon cards were there. Because like, I went there, like, a month ago, and I just, like, looked. Like, I wasn't trying to buy any, I was just looking. Like, I was just walking through the aisles. I like to do that. Um, but, like, I walked up to the lady, and the lady didn't even fucking, like, wait for my question. Like, I could have been looking for ass cream, and
I need some hemorrhoid cream. Where's the hemorrhoid cream
yeah,
at?
like, but she's like, "Pokemon cards are over there." I didn't even ask the question. I was like, "I appreciate it, thank you." That's what I was gonna ask, but, I wanted to ask the question.
But then you went over and looked, and they didn't even have any.
I actually did.
You didn't buy any?
Uh, well, I told you, they had, like, 2 or 3 packs there, and then the 2 or 3 packs were already opened.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, "Fuck that, I'm not buying packs that are open unless I." So I like I said, I didn't even go through the packs. Like, there could have been very well Charizard in there for all I know. Doubtful, but there could have been.
I appreciate at least Target's efforts, right? Like they're putting a limit. They don't have that listed anywhere in any of their stores that there is a limit, but clearly
Yeah.
it's ringing up in the system that there is a limit. So I
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate that
that's just
effort. They are
yeah,
putting out stock pretty much every day because they're taking
yeah,
extra security precautions on it. So like before they used to put
yeah.
them out on those little pegs and they were just there. Well, they're putting every pack into individual like the DVD security cases now. You can't like so that's why they're only able to put out a few. And it takes time to do that. It's not like it's a fast process. You got to unlock those things, drop them in there, lock them back. Like it sucks. And they take up
I mean
way more space on the shelf, like way more space.
my thing is this, is, like, with that, at least you avoid, because I mean, that's really what people are going for. If I open up that pack, because no fucking employee's sitting there watching you. They're just not.
Well, they
They
can't
never
watch.
have been.
They can't watch
Yeah,
everybody. If they
they never
could,
have.
there would be no shoplifting.
You go over there, yeah, you go over there, I mean, you see it, it's very bad at Walmart, very bad.
It's worse at
You
Walmart.
you go over there and there's like 5, 6 fucking packs open. I mean, completely open, like, they were not trying to be sneaky at all. Because you know what they did? They opened up the pack, they pulled the cards out, looked through them real quick, because it takes 2 seconds. I would say it takes 15 seconds to open a pack.
Hmm.
Open a pack, look through it, know what you want, and then, like I said, you pull the one card out. So if you get a card, thank you. You go walk right out of the store like nothing ever happened. And guess what? That sensor's not going off. The sensor's on the pack, not on the card.
Hmm.
So you just walk out of the store. And I mean, it's one of those things where, like, in right now, where every card, I mean, Pokemon is the most hype thing in the fucking world besides like NBA cards, and stuff like that. People are trying to, find these $100, $200, $500 cards in hopes to, oh, I've seen other people get rich on YouTube. I can get rich on YouTube doing it. And
Well,
like,
a lot of the stores now that are like the general merchandise stores that are selling stuff like this, they are not even putting that stuff out on the shelf anymore. And
yeah,
believe me, if the Pokemon stuff gets to that point, they won't have it on the shelf either. You'll have to wait. Target right now, at least in this area, is designated. They only sell certain trading cards from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it's a 2-hour window at the guest service desk. You know what time that is? That's not long after they open. So if you have a real job, you're not getting any cards from Target. Just not going to happen. So in
yeah,
a way, like I mean, I get it. You can't have that all day where like the customer service line is a bunch of people waiting to get NBA basketball cards or
well,
NFL
yeah,
football cards or whatever. Like you can't have 40 people waiting in line to get those.
and it needs to be, a whatever it's called. Like, it's not like a, midnight release type thing.
Right.
That's not what it's like. That's every day. Every day is a midnight release for Pokemon cards right
It's
now.
it's it's ridiculous. When in the what it took less than an hour from the time that I went to the store, we met up, we went back up there, we came back in, all the cards were gone.
Mhm.
And I know not one person bought them all. You can't, like, they have a limit. But
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like I said, I think everybody right now, whether you're a Pokemon fan or I think I would say the majority of people are not Pokemon fans. They like Pokemon. They know what
sure,
Pokemon is, but they know you can make money on it. If
they're
you like
not
Poke
they're not collectors. They're not players.
No,
They're
if
not
you
buying
like
them for their kids or
yeah,
anything like that.
if you liked Pokemon, if you like Pokemon, I could see you going up there, getting 5 or 6 packs. Fuck, even a booster box. If you really liked it, if you were playing, like if you were a player or a person that just really enjoyed it, like, it'd be, obviously, like, I've gone to card shops all the time and bought literally booster boxes. I've bought, X, Y, and Z packs, like, I mean, it's nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, but I know everybody I would say 90% of the people buying Pokemon cards right now are just doing it to get rich,
Yep.
and that's the fact,
They're just
and
trying to
like I
make
said
money on it. They are either resellers or I know for a fact that there is one store in Columbus that they happen to sell used video games, and now they branched out during in December into doing Pokemon. They have sealed product on their shelves. They're the only store in Columbus that has sealed product on their shelves. I also know from a very reliable source that they don't have the license to get it from a distributor. So that means that what they are doing is they're going around and buying packs. They are buying because they don't have sealed booster boxes. They've never had one. They have individual packs that are either in those cardboard blisters or without. So they're not even taking them out of the blisters. They're just selling them. So they're going to these Targets, they're going to the local game stores, they're buying what they can buy, and then they're selling them in their shop for online prices. At least the guard tower, right? Like they're selling it at retail.
yeah,
When
I
they
mean,
get
but,
it,
like
they're like, it's retail price, and it's just first
but
come,
here's the
first
thing.
serve. They've got a limit on it. You can only
Yeah.
buy so much.
I mean, we've talked about it. I definitely feel like there might be some tampering going around with
I agree.
at card shops. And that, like I said, I mean, I have no proof of this, but at the same time, it's a business. If I can make fucking money and I have a distributor, I have all the access to the cards
Mm-hmm.
and I can sell the packs for $10 a piece all day because I
Mm-hmm.
know somebody that if somebody came into your shop right now and you had a $10 price tag on a Pokemon card, like Pokemon pack, they'd buy it. They'd buy you clean out. They would try to find out every fucking item you have. Now you'll have some guys come in there that are, like I said, the genuine fans. Be like, man, I can't pay $10 a pack.
Yeah, I
I just
can't do
can't.
it. Can't do it.
And you know what I would do? If a guy came into my store, or even a girl or whatever, with their kid, and they're like, hey, we're looking to get some Pokemon packs, just for I would
just
probably
because, just we
yeah,
just want to open
just
some.
because, I'd sell it to him for fucking retail.
I know some
I would.
I know some people personally who are big Pokemon fans, right? Like personally know them, talk to them often.
Mhm,
They have not opened up a Pokemon booster pack since before the pandemic started.
mhm.
Like since before we went on global lockdown. That's over a year. And like these are people who I used to personally watch their Instagram channels and stuff. They would open up packs all the time. Just not like booster boxes. They just go get a couple packs from here or there and they just open them. They're like, "Man, I have not opened up one pack of Champion's Fate or Champion's Path. I haven't opened up a pack of Shining Fates. I haven't opened up a pack of Darkness Ablaze because I'm in an area where it's even worse than where you're at. Like
Yeah.
we're not getting them.
I mean, that's my thing, man. It's just I
It's
wouldn't.
it's depressing, so, and it's back to this
Yeah.
whole like Sanrio Animal Crossing thing fiasco. And if you don't think it was a fiasco, if you don't think that it was a problem, if you don't think it was a big deal, go to Target's website, look up Amiibo Sanrio, and then look at the star ratings on it. There's probably 10,000 ratings on it now, rating it at a 1 star because people got left with a bad taste in their mouth over it because people were
Yeah.
buying more than one. They were going and they were buying as many as they could buy. Like you're not allowed to
Yeah.
do that. Why have the rules and state that it's a rule and then it not be actually a rule?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, it's just in a fiasco right now with the whole situation but I mean, it gets better. I think it will eventually get better.
I don't. I think if anything, it'll actually get worse because you're going to see more and more people doing this again until
Yeah.
they can stop bots, until they can enforce the actual rules. Like I don't see it getting any better. It's branching out now into even more things. I think you're going to see
Yeah.
it even branch out into where I think it might start becoming like an issue where someone
Yeah.
might step in and do something is when it starts branching out into things that you need. Because they tried to do it with the toilet paper and stuff like when the pandemic first started. But I think it's going to go into stuff like, well, what happens when somebody goes into a place and buys all the fucking copper, right? Because they had that for a
Yeah.
while too. They're going to go in and buy all the copper and scalp it, like stuff that you need to survive, things that you need to do your job, or they go in and they
Yeah.
buy all the lumber. Like you're going to see things like that happen, and
Yeah.
that's when people are going to step in because like you don't need those new Nikes, right? You don't need those
Yeah.
Funko Pops. You don't need that PlayStation 5.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
you don't need that stuff. So no one's
Yeah.
going to do anything. They only
Yeah.
did stuff with the toilet paper and stuff cuz you need to wipe your ass. Like
You know, in all
that's
honesty, like
that's
I feel
got
like
to happen.
there's more important things. Like you can take a shower.
You can.
I mean, that's my thing. Like the toilet paper was the least of my worries. Like if I take a
But
shit,
basic cleaning supplies, right? Like bleach and hand sanitizers and things like that.
yeah. I mean, but I'll put it this way. You know what? I bet people bought their first fucking bottle of bleach during the pandemic. They haven't bought one bottle of hand sanitizer in their house before the pandemic.
I never had any hand sanitizer. I still don't.
But I'm saying like people. Now I'm not saying toilet paper. I hope you fucking buy toilet paper.
I
Like
got a
that
lot
shit
of
was
that. I got a lot of
yeah.
toilet
Like
paper.
but like I'm saying like people turned into these like neat freaks. With the pandemic. And don't get me wrong, it was scary. I mean, it was scary times. I mean, we didn't know what was going on. But like people bought 55,000 bottles of like the one guy he bought. I mean, this dude had his whole garage packed with boxes full of the mini Purell hand sanitizer
Yeah, and he
bottles.
was going to try and sell them. Well, poop on you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got stuck with it because you know what Purell did? They pumped out the quantities of that shit in mass like you've never even seen. And that's how you beat scalpers. That's how you beat people trying to do shit like this. Because guess what? He's only got one garage, right? Like he can only
Yeah.
buy so many before he can't store anymore.
Well, like I said, it was super funny. And like I said, I hope that guy wakes up. He wakes up, and he's like, man, I spent $100,000 on Purell and I can't get rid of it.
I don't care. Fuck that dude.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I find fun.
These people that think that this is like a job, right? Like, oh, I found some like cool thing. I'm gonna go out and buy all this shit and then sell it for a markup. You're not clever. You're not smart. That's not capitalism. You're actually
Yeah.
creating a problem. You are creating what's known as an artificial inflation of you're causing the issue for the supply and the demand.
Yeah.
That's actually illegal. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
I don't know if these people know that, but you can't buy all of something that people only on things you need. By the way,
yeah.
like you just can't. Not supposed to. And
Sure.
until the government comes in and says you can't sell stuff over a certain price, which they won't because that's America and it's capitalism, but it's not only happening in America, it's happening
Yeah.
in other countries too. Go ask
Yeah.
England what it's like to buy a pack of Pokemon cards. Go ask Canada what it's like to buy a fucking PlayStation. Good luck. They're not getting them either. So it's not just us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts.
All right, one last quick topic. Monster
Yeah.
Hunter Rise.
I'm kind of excited. I want to see more about it before I make a purchase. I just thought the cool thing is people are getting time off because of the game. I think that's
Yeah.
cool. I think that's a neat little article.
So yeah, like Monster Hunter Rise is going to be a big deal. I knew that it was going to be like a big game, but Nintendo went all out with this release, right? Like limited edition Switch, limited edition Switch Pro controller, limited the collector's edition
Yeah.
box set was limited again. It was I think it was not GameStop only this time. They did new amiibos for it, and I mean the reviews on it have been really good. So I guess I can't say it snuck under the radar because I knew it was coming. I guess I just didn't think that it was going to be this big of a deal. I knew it would be huge in Japan because
I mean,
every Monster Hunter game is huge in Japan. Every one that comes out is huge in Japan.
I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, this was overall a pretty hyped game. Monster Hunter World was really hyped up, and it bet expectation. I mean, it's a beautifully done game. It looks crisp. It looks clean. And then, I mean, from what I've seen from Rise, it's Monster Hunter World, but even better. Like even
Yeah.
better looking, and updated graphics, better monsters. A little bit better on the crafting mechanics in the game. Like they improved the game, but again, it's a grind fest. There's no hype in it. So
Monster Hunter World really brought the Monster Hunter series to the West, right? Like it brought it to the people in the States. There were already people here playing the series, but it made it more accessible. The game was gorgeous. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks phenomenal. PC, Xbox, whatever you're playing on, like it looks great. But again, like they took some of the things out and made it more accessible. Because I played some of the earlier Monster Hunter games, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't really know exactly what I was even supposed to do. So Monster Hunter World kind of brought that to light, and from what I understand, Monster Hunter Rise kind of took elements from the old and elements of Monster Hunter World and kind of like combined it. So they're saying that this one's actually even more accessible than World in some ways. And I think that's great. They said one of the biggest differences is like when you start out in World or any of the Monster Hunter games, you get beat up by everything when you first start. Like you're like, oh, I gotta go fight these rat creatures or whatever, and these rats beat your ass, and you're like, oh, I'm dead. Well, in this, you don't. You actually start out like a badass, and it's more about learning techniques than it is about being weak when you start. So I don't know, but hyped. Yeah, that Japanese company was like, well, everybody's calling off for Monster Hunter World, so you know what? Everybody gets the day off. It's just going to be an official holiday now. So I think that's
nothing wrong with that.
I don't think I've ever heard of a company doing anything like that in America for anything.
Oh yeah,
Madden, Call of Duty, even like when the Avengers came out, like people were definitely calling off for that, or when Star Wars came out, because we've read articles about it, like, hey, all these people are calling off for Star Wars, like that's gonna happen. So
yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. It's been an interesting week, I think. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where next week goes. I'm excited to see the painting progression.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm gonna paint next. I haven't decided yet.
Is what's his name in there? The Red Skull guy?
Yeah.
Paint him.
That's kind of who I was thinking next, because he seems like he has a pretty simple color palette.
I mean, red, black.
Maybe like some browns. That's for like maybe the boots.
Go with him. That's the guy. I want you to paint that guy this week.
Okay. I'll try to do Red Skull. I'm not promising that it will be well, but I will try to paint the Red Skull.
That's fine enough.
He's so tiny and his face is... I think he's going to be fun to paint, but I think he'll be difficult to paint too, so... But all right, yeah, we'll do Red Skull next. I'm kind of like counting down until I get to the figures that I want to paint. So like Hulk is at the end because I really want to paint him. And then I'd say like probably Doctor Strange is up there. I think Captain America is down towards the end of that list because I just don't want to fuck up Cap, right? I just want him to look good.
Just know you can mess up Cap and still profit.
I don't want to mess up Cap though. He's so pretty. Like, how can you mess up Cap?
Yeah.
I'm more okay with messing up Iron Man than I am messing up Cap.
That's America's ass.
Are you caught up on Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
No, I haven't watched it at all.
Bro, you got to watch that show.
I've been with you. You know I haven't left.
It's been on for 2 weeks now.
I haven't watched it.
You should watch it. It's pretty good.
Fine, I'll watch it. I have time today.
You got like an hour and 45 minutes. You can watch it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I know.
All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up though. I need tacos in my life. I'm hungry. I gotta run over.
I gotta run over to Starbucks for Mag.
All right.
She goes to work.
Well, you should do that, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. I try to be nice sometimes.
Well, it really helps make life better.
Well, I'm gonna give you one of those pink drinks.
So there we go. See, like it's about yep, I'm gonna go do it for Maggie, but I'm also gonna benefit while I'm there.
Well, yeah, I love the refreshers. I can't get enough of them things. The lemonade and strawberry, I mean, like, can't go wrong.
He's like, game over right there. Just
yeah, for sure. You had me at hello.
All right, man. Well, right. Thanks everybody that tuned in. Chat was not as lively as normal, but that's all right. We'll get them. Okay. We'll get them next week. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. I'm Veer Coach,
and I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games,
and we are signing off. Stay classy, San Diego.
That doesn't make any sense. We're not from California.
I'm trying to send them out to the West Coast. They don't know we're on the East Coast. Big brain. Big brain.